Welcome everyone. Welcome to the BrowserStack webinar on how BrowserStack leverages low-code automation to enhance quality within BrowserStack itself. I'll introduce myself. I'm Shyam. I'm a group product manager at BrowserStack. I manage the low-code automation product at BrowserStack. Before BrowserStack, before my product management career, I worked as a full stack developer for about 8 to 9 years. I'll request Preeti to introduce yourself, Preeti.
Thank you so much, Shyam. Hey everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar. I am Preeti Ukhe, and I've been part of BrowserStack family since past 2 years, managing variety of platform and product teams here. Before BrowserStack, I worked with a service-based organization where I played a role of an quality engineering manager as well as the project manager. A short introduction of mine, Shyam. Over to you.
Thank you, Preeti. Few housekeeping items. The session will be for 45 minutes today. We are requesting everyone to be on mute so that we can conduct the webinar without any interruptions. We will have a 15 minutes at the end for Q&A alone. You can use the Q&A option in the Zoom chat for sending in your any questions. We have more team members available to answer them as well. This session is recorded and the recording will be sent to everyone after the webinar. So let's start the questions. Preeti, I'm going to start with the most difficult one first. So BrowserStack as a company has quite high automation for all the existing previous products, right? Like BrowserStack Live, Automate, App Live, App Automate, and everything. So given this scenario, why did you choose low-code automation as part of your tool base?
Oh, you really shot me with one. All right. Okay. So indeed, no doubt, BrowserStack have around more than 70% of automation coverage for our matured and the older products. And indeed, it didn't get built overnight. We had spent energy over there. And one thing worth noting over here, Shyam, BrowserStack has always preferred a code-based automation, ensuring robust and reliable test frameworks. But in this scenario, over a course of time, in few months only, BrowserStack has released around 5+ new products. All of them had to prove product validation to the market before we could align more resources for the automation. Essentially, we needed to prove the market validations for any further investment, which makes sense, of course, a prudent approach. But in this, I was knowing that investment in automation is definitely high, right? It didn't not only required a strategic prioritization on what to automate, how to be built and maintain that automation, but also the research to build the same. And it is not easy to get the automation engineer so fast so that they can automate all the products being launched and with the required quality and the required coverage. Even if we do that, maintenance of this particular percentage, what we are saying today, 70% plus, is another challenge and a continued activity. So to maintain that also, we had to build some regression analysis tools and, enhance the reporting tools as well. Ultimately, we tend to spend our time on analyzing the test failures and, of course, to reach to the root cause. Choosing the LCA, I could see that, most of these problems are getting bypassed. And that too, without any extensive investment in manpower, enabling us to deliver, continuously and with, much faster. Okay, let's not talk about only the other products, but even in LCA, right? We were continuously delivering the features, that too in the fast pace, and we had to do extensive manual testing. So there were no space for the, accommodating the automation, being there was just only one tester. So LCA helped me over here getting more testing done within that specific bandwidth. So, on the high level, these were the major reasons. I hope I was able to brief that.
Yes, Preeti. I just want to add some more context to this, which I should have done before the question itself. That is, LC as a product team was launched little over 2 years ago, and that is when we had a small team, 5 developers, one QA. So that's the context of what Preeti you mentioned now. But over time, the team scale, size and scale have increased. So like we do have more automation and more testers and more developers in the team now. So having said that, I have a poll question for everyone. I want to ask everyone, how do you automate your functional tests today? Do you have no automation today? Do you have full automation using frameworks like Selenium, Cypress, Playwright, etc.? Or do you have like partially automate using frameworks and then do manual testing for the rest of the things? Or do you already use, or do you already do automation using any of the low code automation tools? Please let us know. Okay, moving on to the next question, Preeti. Preeti, can you explain how is low code automation used within the QA team? How do you use it? What kind of testing do you do? What kind of test suites you create? Can you kind of give us the insider information on how you use it?
Sure, Sham. But rather than explaining that, let me show you how we are doing that. Is it okay if I can?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let me share my screen. All right. Hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So, we have different suites created for the verification of whatever we are building. We have a regression suite, we have a prod sanity suite, we have a benchmarking suite, and then we have, the feature testing also. I'll just go one by one. So in any product, we are doing the continuous delivery. So as in LCA and in other products also. So when the deliveries are done, first we need to make sure whatever the deliveries are we are receiving from the developers, they are up to the mark and they are not breaking anything existing. Right? For
Yes.
that, we have created this regression suite where we have around 12 tests, different well tests. And when I say
Okay.
test, they have the test cases, test step or test cases in them recorded.
Okay.
And this regression suite runs daily and making sure everything is working fine. It takes around
Okay.
20 minutes to execute all these 12 tests. Before this suite was not there, it used to take around 3 hours for all the test cases to get executed manually. So this is our first suite. Now, so imagine we have the build. Now this suite has run. Now we know everything is working fine, at least on the local environment. So
Got it.
good over here, right?
Yes.
Now it is verified on the lower environment. Now we know we have to put it on the production.
Yes.
And we have to put it on the production. We have created a subset of the regression suite, what we call it the sanity. Indeed, on production, we may not be able to execute all, or we don't have to. So there we have created this production sanity suite, which is a subset of a regression suite. And we take care all P0 cases are working fine on production as well. So these are the major two suites which are extensively used and taking care of the build qualities on the higher level.
Okay.
After this, just give me a second. After this, we have a very strong algorithm, which we call as a robust, indeed, with much more, nomenclature to it. But this is a complex algorithm that we have. And this is the heart of our product. So we make sure it is not breaking from the functional algorithmic point of view.
Yes.
And then if I had to automate this, lots of analysis and feasibility had to be done. So here also we decided to go via LCA, and this suite is also really helping us to make sure, this particular algorithm is not breaking anywhere.
Okay.
And the last suit that I'm going to show you, I'm extremely sorry with the privacy concerns. I won't be able to expand this because this is the customer website suit, right? We have a regression.
Okay.
We are making sure on product sanity is working fine. We are making sure algorithm is working fine. But on top of that, we have built this for the different customers also, different websites, making sure, all the features that we are delivering to the customers also are working fine.
Got it.
So yeah, majorly these are the three suites, Sham, we are, using on day-to-day basis and leveraging LCA for that.
Got it. And I know you mentioned these test contains test cases. Just for my understanding, and then everyone else's understanding, this is a low-code automation test. Typically, what does a test look like? Like how many steps will be there? How many test cases will a test cover on an average?
I mean, it completely depends on what your feature is. For us, it's on an average, 35 to 60 test cases and test step we try to record. But then, depending upon the need also, like for example, we want to make sure with the lengthier suits, say with 100 steps or 150 steps, nothing is breaking. No feature is also breaking. That particular load is also, LCA is able to sustain. So we have also created the lengthier suits to make sure the performance is also a mark.
Okay.
Hope I was able to answer you.
Yeah, got. So it's basically a end-to-end journey where multiple test cases for each page is covered as part of it.
Yes.
Got it. Got it. So everyone, I have another poll question before we move to the next question for Preeti. That is, what is which of the below problems is the highest priority for you right now? Is it having insufficient QA resources, longer QA cycles, uh, bugs leaking to production, or not being able to figure out how to start automation, and all of the above? uh, do let us know, so helps us understand what we should be focusing on in the product going forward. uh, Let me move to the next question, Preeti. um, so from the people whom you manage, the testers in the team, what are the benefits from the testers point of view?
Okay. Why to talk about testers, Sham? I think there are variety of people who have reached me, even developers, right? This is not
Okay.
being used by testers, but by developers also. So generally, how the process happens, developers develops, they do their unit testing and they hand it over to QA for testing.
Yes.
But with LCA, they are able to identify the quality of the builds they are delivering to QA. They can create their own, workflows specific to features they are developing or they are existing, and then, hand it over a build with the good quality, making sure there are less defect leakage. Right?
Okay.
Not only the defect leakage, but I would say even dev QA iteration.
Got it.
Not only dev, but I think, Sham, even the non-technical people were able to leverage this, like, a business analyst we have, and then we have say product managers, even manual testers, different streams people are leveraging these tools. They can create,
Okay.
they can merge, they can manage their own workflows without relying on any specialized, skills. So that is the major feedback, I've been receiving. Apart from that, mostly we see, and then we talk about the maintenance, right? Once you create, it won't go like that only. We might have to add cases, we might have to update, we might have to delete, even we might want to add some data. I mean, there is a variety of things you might want to do. That maintenance is really very easy, what I could see. Later, now update is done, like I'm talking, regression analysis is all very easy and straightforward.
Okay.
To understand where is the failure, you don't have to go too much in deep. That is very much easily, like, very friendly, and one can understand it very easily by looking at the failures.
Okay.
Later, analysis is done. The anybody would see forward is for, CI/CD. It's just a demand of a button click. You don't have to do anything apart from that. Scheduling is so easy, like we can do that. Just you have to go, just select when you want to do the scheduling, and that is done.
Yes.
Cross-browser testing, indeed, no extra efforts are needed. We have the browsers, we even have the mobile, we can choose whatever we want to execute our test suites. Now, what I'm talking about, websites, different websites we are testing. But
Yeah.
even if I have some non-public environment, that also can be tested with the local testing very easily. No extra efforts over there as well.
Got it.
Then even the feasibility, if I have to do, what I can automate via this, or where I can have my test suites available, no specific feasibility has to be done over there. No specific analysis has to be done over there. Very easy, very less time it's been spent over there.
Got it.
Again, I see the benefit when the new joiner come. When the new joiner come, the onboarding is really, really very easy, because one only can just go and see, what all suites are created, what all steps are there, and under what the build is, everything. That onboarding also is very, very easy.
Got it.
I really can go and go on, Sham, but I really want to respect the time. But that, like I said, immediately these things are coming to my mind when when you are asking about the feedback from various teams.
Got it. See, I see, some people asking if you can show examples. Maybe, we don't have enough time to show the test creation example, but can you show us how this regression analysis that you do and say is much easier and faster? Can you show at least that part where we can show how the regression analysis is done in this?
Absolutely, I can do that in a minute, Sham. Let
Yes.
me share my screen again. So yes, so okay, I'll go directly to the build, because definitely it is going to take a time if I start executing now. So I went
Okay.
to a build where these suits are already executed. So let's
Okay.
go page by page. You can see the status. Immediately you can see the status. There are certain 8 passed and 6 failures. Okay,
Yes.
just a click and let me go inside. There also I can see, which all tests are passed, which are failed. And those are failed.
Yes.
How many steps are failed? Just a hover,
Got it.
I can see that 2.
Okay.
All right. If I have to go deep down, just a click again. It gives me the detail of what has been failed and where it has been failed. So it is that quick. How much retries, what is the timeout, what is the exact error, even screenshot at times. You can see the screenshot over here.
Okay.
Excuse me. Even the easily available. If you want to see the video, sorry, I'm not playing it again. Respecting the time, even everything is available and the analysis can be done over here itself. In no time,
Okay.
I'll be able to understand, I'll be able to deep down where is the failure and go for the immediate fix.
Got it. Got
I
it.
hope I was able to answer that.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Preeti. That kind of gives us an idea how to do the analysis. And I assume this is faster than how you would do on a code-based automation.
100%.
Got it. Okay. Preeti, what's the we understood how for the testers it is easy, how for the developers it is easy, what are the benefits that they face. But as a manager, what is the benefit for you in this?
Okay. As a manager, I would look for the money. I would say that. But yeah, like we know, we have money and the time, and that indeed it goes with, with different factors. The biggest benefits I see is the higher quality and the early detection of the bugs, right? Like I
Okay.
said, even developer can use this and identify the bugs in their deliveries at the very early stage. In fact, before handing it over to QA. We say in industry,
Okay.
early detect the problem, the less you invest, which is pretty much possible using the LCA.
Okay.
Right? they've also leveraged in the tests. Cost saving in another, factor also, like where we don't have to hire more and more automation engineers. This job can be done by anybody, like anybody.
Okay.
Secondly, speedy delivery timelines, where, generally the project's cost gets saved, right? The test can be created in no time. Like I said, in LC also only one tester was there and he was able to create all these suites. QA cycles are getting faster. While I am performing the manual testing, in parallel, my suits are getting created. It is as quick as that.
Okay.
Then I see as a maintainability, right? Maintaining cost is really very low because LC offers standardized and the reusable components that don't require extensive debugging or rewriting. Like I showed just now, right? Analysis
Yes.
just in no time and very much visible for anyone to understand where is the failure.
Good.
And like I said, scalability also, whether it is a small team or whether it is an enterprises team, right? To scale our process, these tools grow with our needs, modifying the workflow with our business flow, with our product flows, or with our project flow. Very straightforward, right? So this is how business evolves also. Another thing, repetitive onboarding of new joiners is very easy. Knowledge transition is
Okay.
easy. And one thing to notice over here, Sham, which I observed, uh, the metrics really went into the control. When I say metrics, the QA metrics, the dev QA iteration, defect leakage, the build acceptance report got really, good, where people are able to accept those builds and then, go forward for the testing. So
Got
at
it.
high level, these are very effective changes I could see.
Got it. So this is very helpful, Preeti. As a QA manager, I understand, the benefits that you get. So one poll question we have, everyone. I'm sorry, we couldn't do a full demo of this in this webinar. We didn't plan for it. We just wanted to understand QA manager's point of view as to how we use it, what are the benefits and things like that. But if you would like to get a demo of the product, evaluate BrowserStack's low-code automation, do let us know. We can, set up a session with the sales team and a customer engineer who will walk you through the full demo. So do let us know if you would like to evaluate or get a demo of the product, not necessarily, or do a POC also, right? We do have we do can get a free trial for you through the sales team if it's required for you to do a POC. So moving on to the next question, Preeti. See, I know our team has scaled. Now we have more, more members in the QA team. We also have code-based automation now. We have started, doing code-based automation also. Does LCS still have a place in the testing, in your testing strategy and plan for the future?
100% Sham. I plan to maintain the same proportion, rather don't mind in even increasing the LCA test as a part of overall test automation coverage because of
Okay.
all the benefits that I just mentioned above. And not only that, I mean, if we go into the technicality also, there is a lot of leverage anybody could do that, like, creating the variables, calling the APIs. We can have the visual validations also. I can do the text validations also, like lot I can go. So I don't see a foundation or any major reason not to use it. So I think I'm going to maintain that proportion for sure because of
Got
all
it.
these
Okay.
benefits again. And in a
Sure.
organization like BrowserStack, where speed matters along with the quality, LCA tool is definitely a game changer. This has enabled us for the faster test automation creation, faster deliveries, reduced effort with high maintenance, standard of quality, reliability, and scalability, like I said. And then when I'm speaking so much of like, benefits, why not? So the answer to your question is 100% yes.
Okay. So it's It's not like a case like if I have code-based automation in my team, I shouldn't use low-code automation, or it's not mutually exclusive. You can use both of them.
You can definitely you can Sham, like I'm saying, we want to leverage this for the faster automation deliveries and the faster deliveries for the features as well. So there is 100% place for it.
Okay, sure. Um, Let me share my screen to share more details. So I just wanted to use this opportunity to update some of the new features which we released recently over the last quarter and the ones which we have planned for the upcoming quarters. So exporting LCA test, low-code automation test as a code so that you can back up all the tests that you create. So that if you are not able to use low-code automation for any reason, all the tests are available to you in a code format. We have test versioning, so you can revert to any of the old tests. Global variable, so that you can reuse the global variables across all the tests. Jira integration for bug reporting. So in regression analysis, if you find some bug, you can just report that to Jira with a single button click. Also cover some edge cases like nested hover actions can be recorded, browser tab changes, some switches can be recorded. We also have a test management integration so that the build reports can be automatically flow into the test management tools. So you can view everything in your test management against your plan and things. Some of the upcoming features, we have email testing, which you can use for validating content, sign up link confirmations, OTP, using email OTP for two-factor authentications. You can share data between tests. So you can do something like create an order ID and then share those order ID in further tests for execution. Folders and projects for organization of tests, loops, Azure integration for bug reporting. All these things are available, upcoming, planned and upcoming. So let's go through some of the Q&A. We see that there are quite a few questions. Let me open some of them. Is this only available for web applications? Today, it's only available for web applications. We are going to, it also supports mobile web. For mobile apps, we are going to start very soon. You will be hearing updates from us soon. This is a record and replay tool. Sorry, we couldn't show our, recording of how to create the test. We have done multiple webinars in the past where we showed that, so we didn't want to repeat the same thing again. How is it different from Automate and App Automate? Automate, App Automate is just like, infrastructure for executing the tests. In low-code automation, you can create and record the tests. You can execute the test suits. You can get the build reports. So it's an end-to-end platform where you can do cross-browser testing, functional testing. We plan to bring more types of testing in the future. We even have API steps also as part of them. So it's an end-to-end complete testing platform. Is the tool reliable under different scenarios? How well does it handle flaky tests? We have incorporated AI, intelligent timeouts, and a bunch of things to reduce the flaky tests as part of our product itself. So testers don't have to spend time on it. So there are multiple options and then inbuilt features which do reduce the flaky tests significantly. Does it support performance testing? It's not built for performance testing yet. We don't support that functionality today. But since we see it more as an end-to-end testing platform where we want to support multiple types of testing, performance testing is also one of the items in our long-term roadmap. how to start from scratch, you can simply go to the links shared on the chat, sign up and start using, or you can just submit a contact us form and then we will reach out to you. What training resources are available to QA teams, training, video training, documentation. We do have documentations. The product is very easy to get started. It doesn't require any learning curve or like a training video. But for you to scale and kind of learn the automation things and then become better at it, we do have professional services team who will help you onboard and then accelerate the learning part in the initial time period so that you get an accelerated ROI on your product subscription. Azure integration feature there. Azure integration feature for bug reporting is planned. There are a lot more Azure integration features planned in the coming quarter and for the rest of this year. We are planning to add a lot more Azure integration, Azure DevOps integrations. Today we do have a API where you can integrate the build reports to your Azure DevOps also. Can you do visual testing and accessibility test? Both of them are in our roadmap for this year. Accessibility testing, we have already started the work for it. Accessibility testing should be there soon. Visual testing will follow that. My UAT team, if co-used on testing new features, can you please creating new test cases, new features? So not sure I understand this question. Preeti, if you understand the last question, feel free to answer.
Sure. Use for the source or to the record. So it is as simple as that. If the UAT are focusing on the delivery of the new features and those are visually available on the website, I mean website when I say, even the dev URL, you can definitely leverage LCA for that. It is as simple as that. You are opening that your dev URL, you are recording, and then it is available for the test suite will be available for use too. That is what we are doing. LCA, where when I'm continuously saying dev are able to leverage the LCA tool, it's in the same. But when we are talking about specifically UAT in terms of like coding and then those, like lint and etc. to pass, definitely this is not the purpose of LCA tool.
Got it. Another question is in which platform the LCA is developed? See, LCA is developed using multiple frameworks like Playwright, Nightwatch, and Selenium, and Chrome developer tools. All these are used. But the thing is, we developed the architecture in such a way that we can plug in any new framework in the future so that the test data and actions are kept separate and the actual test execution is kept separate. So the execution framework, we can plug in any automation framework in the future and it will simply work for the existing tests also. Can we perform mobile automation? Mobile web is supported today. You can record them on your desktop browser using mobile emulation mode, but it will be executed on real mobile devices, browsers on the BrowserStack's infrastructure. Is it similar to record playback tool? Yes, it is similar in interface to a record and playback tool, but it has a lot more capability built into it. If you take a demo, you will see that there is it's not a simple record and playback tool. There are a lot of flaky test controlling, self-healing features, AI self-healing, AI features incorporated, visual validation incorporated into it, data-driven testing incorporated into it, API steps incorporated into it, extracting values, variables, random functions, random data generation, AI-based data generation. All these capabilities are built into it. So it's not a simple record and playback tool. It's like a, much more sophisticated low-code automation tool. Can we do multiple window or multiple login testing? Today, we don't support multiple window yet, but that is another item in our roadmap. We are planning to build multiple window support as well. Today, you can do multiple tabs, but is AI enabled with the LCA? AI is very much integrated into our product. We have you can generate steps by giving AI prompts, high-level AI functional prompts also. Do register for a demo, and then, specifically if you have any cases you want to cover, do let them know before the demo itself, and we will ensure that the demo engineer is able to show you the full AI capabilities. And if you have any website on which you want to see that, we can do that also. Do we support MFA? We do support MFA through email, which will be released in the coming weeks, within the coming 2 weeks. We have a custom solution for TOTP support. That is, you may not see it on the documentation, but you can raise it with the sales, the support engineering team, who will help you with a simple script which will do that. Think I have answered. Okay, so there is another question. I have a team who's new to automation. What is the best place to start with the team? How do I get them up to speed quickly? How do I set them up for success? So you can get them, get them for a demo, or get them to sign up for a free trial and start using them. Once they get the confidence of creating first test, then we can engage in more conversations on teaching them the best practices and things like that, which is already covered in our documentation, but we can also ensure that there is an onboarding and training session around that too, right? So documentation, dedicated professional services team to help you understand the best practices and the automation concepts. But the tool itself is very easy to use. One can simply start creating tests by themselves, but they will be like, they may not be following best practices in them. We can help you teach the best practices, learn the best practices. How can we integrate with our existing automation? So we have CI/CD integration. You can invoke these as part of your existing pipelines. You can trigger the builds from UI. You can even give a schedule and then let them run automatically. So there are multiple options. Whatever suits you, you can do them. We are close to time, so I'll. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for attending the session.
Yep, thank you.
Hope it was useful for everyone. Yes, Preeti.
Yep. Oh, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, Shyam.
Yeah, thank you for your insights, Preeti.